What's going on, guys? Flame here, back with a brand new video for you guys, and today in this video we're going to be taking a look at something pretty cool with the Clockwork Pi Picocalc. And if you're unsure what this device is, it's basically a Raspberry Pi Pico with a screen, keyboard, and it's in the form factor of a calculator. It's pretty cool. This thing has a full-size SD card, a headphone jack, USB-C charging, micro USB for flashing, and GPIO pins, an audio dial, and it's even powered by 18650 batteries. And I love the fact that it runs mm.basic because it keeps everything simple. But let that not undermine the fact that this will be hosting a server later on in this video. But we have a few things to take care of. So after using this device for a bit and taking it around, I've started to notice a little bit of wear and tear. Now I'm not sure what caused this, but I don't like it. So that's what this package is. We have a new faceplate and screws so that we can fix this, whatever that is. Let's start by removing all 6 screws that hold the Picocalc together. That way we can separate the front plate from the back. I'm even going to take some precaution by cleaning everything before I put it inside of the new shell. We're going to start with our device flipped upside down, and we're going to put the back plate on top of it. And don't forget to put back in your 6 screws. I'm going to be using a set of new ones. And once we're done with that, we can go ahead and flip the device back around and press our new screen protector into place. And now we can go ahead and make sure all of our screws are tightened. Let's go ahead and give the device a quick boot just to make sure that everything still works. And just like that, we've swapped the shell on our Picocalc. Pretty easy. And there's another thing that I wanted to show you guys. So I follow the Picocalc community, and I've been seeing this thing called a Pico pack going around. Essentially what it does is it slides onto the back rails of your Picocalc, giving you 2 handles to hold onto, and it gives you a place to stick a breadboard. But like all good things, it broke. And I still haven't gotten around to 3D printing a new one, so I guess. But I digress, and what you're really here for is the TCP server running on the Picocalc. And on boot, the Picocalc will connect the Wi-Fi, start a TCP server, and give you an IP address and tell you which port it's running on. If we go ahead and press F4, we can jump into the code and see what's happening under the hood. So firstly, we have to initialize a drive, and in our case, we're going to be using drive B because that's where we're storing our HTML file. First, a 4 kilobyte buffer is created for the incoming request from the client, and the size of this buffer will limit the amount of data that the client can send. This next line is going to start the server and then specifies the interrupt subroutine for handling incoming requests as web interrupt. And this do loop that we have here, this is where you'll store your main program loop. So this is where you'll switch outputs and collect data. And if we come down, we'll see sub web interrupt. This is a subroutine that's called every time a request is made by the remote client browser. And now we have a for loop that'll cycle through all of the incoming connections, because you could have more than one. And then we'll come down and read that incoming message into the long string buffer. And this is that buffer that we created at the top of the script, where we use dim buff 4096/8. And these next 2 lines will just get the locations of keywords in the message. And the line below that checks to see if the keywords are present and in the correct order. And if everything checks out, we can transmit our page called index.html that we save to our B drive. Alright, so I realized that I didn't show you guys how to make an HTML file. I'm going to make this quick because it's pretty easy. You're going to create a new script by typing new and then press F4 to open it. Alright, now lock in because this is about to get extremely complex. You're going to do open angle bracket, HTML, closed angle bracket, new line, open angle bracket, H1, closed angle bracket. This is going to be your header, which is basically just big bold text at the top of your server. Type in whatever you want here, but make sure you end it with an open angle bracket, a / H1, and a closed angle bracket. And you can even have multiple big headers. Go crazy. And if you want body text, just write it underneath all of this, and it should show up on your server. And to make the script actually usable, we're going to press F1 to bring us to our command line, and then we're going to type save. We're going to put some double quotes, and then we're going to type the name of our file, which will be index.html. Once you're done with that, you can type save. Alright, we're going to go ahead and run this script, and we're going to test to see if the server is working on my dev term. Oh, what's the dev term? The dev term is just the off-the-shelf cyber deck that you build yourself running Linux, and it has this crazy long screen and crazy long keyboard. It's pretty cool. Check it out. I have a full video on my channel. We're going to go ahead and load up the Chromium web browser and type in that IP address. Wait, what was the IP address? Hold on. Now that we have that, if we type in the IP address and press refresh, look at that. We have our TCP server running on my dev term, and it shows our message, we have our header, and we have our body. How cool is that? And this is one of the main reasons I wanted to get the Raspberry Pi 2W for my Picocalc, just because you have Wi-Fi capabilities. Now imagine creating a project where you had some sensors or some LEDs or maybe a servo motor that you could control with your phone over the web. That's pretty nice. Now, I don't have any useful ideas for this right now, but it's pretty cool to know that I can do it if I ever needed it in the future. And if you guys have any ideas on what I should do next with my Picocalc, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to know where I learned this, you can check out the Picomite user manual by Geoff on the internet. I don't know, just look it up. I'll have a link down below in the description. And if you want to pick up a Picocalc for yourself, there will be a purchase link down in the description as well. Thank you guys for watching, and this has been Flame, and I'm out. Peace, guys. Bye-bye.